Hey you guys, it's me again, the Metaverse Explorer. Thanks again for tuning in. This is another episode of The Vault, where we try and keep you up to date with everything that's happening in the Rfox Labs ecosystem. So before we go ahead, I want you to go ahead and subscribe for me, and I'm going to give you some of the topics we're going to talk about today. We have the Mint Lab, which got a Bored Ape Yacht Club. We had a low-cost Kogsplay, which was pretty cool. I got a prize in it myself. We got a few community results from a survey they did, and now you can buy RFOX from XANPOOL, and there is a new hire in town. So let's have a look at him as well. I provided the timestamps for you down here below so you can go to each individual item that you want. And that's about it, guys. Let's start the episode. Alright, so the first thing we should probably talk about is the Rfox Labs Mint Lab, which is pretty cool. It's a new idea that I haven't seen in the ecosystem for a while now. So how does it work actually? So what is it? It's a lab where you can take your original NFT, in this case a Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT, and you can actually turn it into a cog. You don't turn it into a cog per se, you get 5 new cogs out of it. The way it works is that you have your original NFT here, you go to the Mint Lab and you're able to mint 5 new cogs per month at a 0.1 ETH price, so 5 of them are 0.002 ETH, and all of that gets turned into 5 new cogs or NFTs with a cog outline. And it's unknown if they're rare or common or uncommon. We don't know that yet. We've had a few examples, but it's not released to the public yet. So let's have a look. So once you get these 5 NFTs, you're able to either sell these onto the market for people who are also collecting them, like if they're a fan of your Bored Ape Yacht Club or a fan of your other NFT, which is prominent in the ecosystem, or you can also use your cogs to play in the Cog Slam game. And of course, there's 2 things that actually happens to the fees of the 0.1 ETH. 50% of it goes to RFOX to keep this kind of program running and keep the contracts going. And another 50% goes to buy the floor of the 2nd and 3rd edition cogs, which is something that's pretty done in the ecosystem at the moment. And we can have a look at some of the actual NFTs they've been able to buy, because we've been able to track the wallet. And now we're going to see all these cogs they've bought off the market. They're going to burn them, which is pretty cool. And also, you should know that they've only bought a small amount of cogs using the money they use for this actual first sale. So let's have a look. This is what it actually looks like. This is the interface for it. You'll be able to connect it to your Wax, connect it to Ethereum, and you can go to the exclusive cogs here. And the reason why you would want to do this is because some of these cog NFTs from the Mint Lab give you white label access to different sales or different artists that might come into the ecosystem. So at least you can be ahead of everyone else. Now, let's go ahead and look at some of the results from the first auction, which was the first Bored Ape Yacht Club. And it was the first mint, so you got 5 cogs out of it. Mint number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and mint number 1 actually sold for $3,000 or 6,000 wax. Mint number 2 was 2.1. Mint number 3 was 5,000. I don't know why mint number 3 is the most expensive. I don't get it. And there's 31 bids, so people really wanted mint number 3. I don't know why. Mint number 1 is probably more valuable in my opinion. But either way, all good, all good. So let's go ahead and actually look at the wallets that all of these went into. This is the wallet, as we can see here. It's called burn.cogs on the Wax blockchain. And you can see they've currently bought 3,500 worth of Wax, or 1.8k USD. Now keep in mind the actual USD value of all the cogs that they've are going to buy from the marketplace from the Mint Lab is $15,000, and they've only bought 1.8k at the moment. And now these are all the cogs in the inventory of this burn account that are going to be burnt. Now keep in mind, these were all bought from the wallet. Let's pick any one of them. Let's pick this Segget. This Segget was bought from OVRR. He put it onto the market, and then burn.cogs bought it from the market. And how much did he buy it for? He bought this for where's the last sale? Oh, it'd be less than 0.85 actually. Yeah, that's not bad. The last sale was 0.9. 0.9. Not bad. Not bad. Just a bit of alpha for you as well. I had a sneak peek at the Rfox Labs NFT on OpenSea. You can also see their account, the beauty of blockchain. So you can see here they have a few other NFTs that have been sent to him. People are just, spamming some stuff. This is the Miss Universe Philippines from the Philippines. But we have a new NFT collection that is slowly starting to crop up here. We can see the Galaxy eggs. So Galaxy eggs are quite interesting. They're from a really prominent crypto group, and look at these prices: 1.4 ETH, 2 ETH, 1.5, 3 ETH, and there's a few of them. So I think we're actually going to be seeing a few Galaxy eggs coming to Rfox Labs, and someone might be able to make Galaxy egg Kogs. Yeah, interesting. I really want to see it. I want to see it. All right, so now we go to the low-cost Kogsplay. What this was, it was a Halloween event where someone was able to dress up as one of their Kogs using low-cost items. So it didn't have to look good as long as you were true to the actual Kog. So the prices were first place 5,000 RFOX, second place 3,000, third place 2,000 RFOX. And they explain some of the rules here for you. All that says is that they're going to be marking it by creativity, originality, likeness, popularity, wow factor. And let's have a look at some of the winners. And spoiler, I won a prize because I got my Kog down. Let's look at some of the winners. First place was Sol. He dressed up as the Plague Doctor, and this was very, very well done. He took a lot of effort, and it looks actually true to the mark. My second place was the tomato. I actually got some tomato sauce, and my girlfriend wasn't happy at all. And we had to lay down some things on the ground, and we had to pour tomato sauce all across my face, massage it in with a spoon. And then on top there, you can see I got some spring onions to mimic the roots of the tomato. And I got some 2 weights on the side as well. And it was a hassle to clean up. It was such a hassle. But hey, I got second place. I'm so happy. My girlfriend's happy as well, so that's nice. And then we have Henry Da.Wham. She dressed up as Raider Hilda, I think. Yeah, Raider Hilda, and as a foil Raider Hilda. So she was able to put, I'm not sure what that is. I think it's supposed to be cling wrap that she put in front of her to make it look like a foil, which is pretty cool. That's very original. Very original. Yeah, look at that. Very well done. Let's zoom in. Oh, can you see that? How nice is that? That's very like the Kog. I think he deserved first place. And then myself, pouring tomato sauce all across my face to be a tomato, actually using tomato paste. And then Raider Hilda. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And we have some other entries from the community as well. Zara was a gun for hire. She used a broom and 2 kind of bottles. We have a Derek from the Peddler King. Will was the Kog Kid. The Samurai or Ronin, Marlon did that. Phantom did the, I think that's first edition Panda. And Craig also did a Plague Doctor. Yeah, I think this is a Plague Doctor too. He put a lot of effort into that. That's good. Now, Rfox Lab does also do a community survey. So let's have a look at some of the people in Rfox Labs and what they actually think at the moment. So they did a survey where they looked at a few different metrics, and they had 147 total respondents. It's interesting to see what the people who are holding this token or the people who are involved in this ecosystem, what they actually think is if you're watching this video coming from the outside, it's really good to have a different perspective. So for the RFOX token holders, 141 shared and 48 respondents, or 48% of them said they have long-term sentiments. So less than half of them think they have long-term sentiments. For the VFOX holders, remember there's 2 tokens in the RFOX ecosystem, VFOX tokens, 88 of them shared and 62% saying that they are in it for the long run for VFOX. So obviously people are way longer on VFOX than they are on RFOX. What does that say? There's a very small fixed amount of VFOX, and I don't think anyone really wants to sell them. So of course they are, more than half of them are long-term on it. Let's have a look at some of the other metrics on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest. And the 44 respondents, or 30%, rated 10 when it comes to using RFOX if it is acceptable more widely as a form of payment. So like nearly a lot of them rated 10 that they would love RFOX if a lot of people could get their hands on it. And that brings me into one of the other topics we're going to talk about, where XANPOOL, you can now use this use a payment provider to buy and sell RFOX in your local currency. And the good thing is they actually support a lot of Southeast Asian places, a lot of Southeast Asian countries. We'll have a look at it later. Yeah, it's very interesting. I'm going to link this down below so you can read this community feedback as well yourself. Here it is. Let's just cover it now. So you can buy RFOX tokens using XANPOOL, which is kind of a third-party gateway. Let's have a look at what they say. They give you instructions on how to use XANPOOL, and it's actually pretty straightforward. I haven't used this myself because I just use the normal DEXs and the normal centralized exchanges. But let's have a look at actual XANPOOL and see what it looks like. So bring your customers seamlessly in and out of the crypto world. And they give you a demo where you can use your Pay ID and just exchange from one to the other. And let's have a look at some of the countries that I think it's really important to know. Some of the countries: Hong Kong, India, Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, Thailand, Singapore, Vietnam, New Zealand, Australia, Korea. Guess what? They're all either Southeast Asian countries or just Asian countries in general, which is exactly where Rfox Labs is operating at the moment. So this is they have a clear market that they're trying to aim, and they have a fiat on-ramp in that market, which is pretty cool. You know, a lot of people have these crypto companies everywhere in the world, and then they try to do a fiat gateway in Australia, and we're like, well, most of your customers aren't in Australia. Why do you need a fiat gateway in Australia? You need it in where you are based, which is where you're trying to develop your business. So yeah, I'm very happy that this has come on. We might see some increased buy pressure for Rfox Labs. And let's have a look at the new hire we talked about. So I don't know if you know, Rfox Labs has been suffering from a lack of marketing, or at least a leader in the marketing aspect of the entire business. The Benny has actually acknowledged this, and he said they're working towards this. So I think to combat this, they hired a new chief marketing officer. And this guy now is Piyush Bhatia. They released a small article where they talked about him a little bit and about his history. He's got 14 years as a veteran in the major marketing and communication roles that deliver business growth in the digital world. And he's the new chief marketing officer. Let's have a look at him on LinkedIn and see what we can actually find out. So Piyush Bhatia, he's a MetaVerse, blockchain, marketing, content, gaming, NFTs. So it seems like he's based in India. And let's have a look at some of the experiences. He's put Rfox Lab there now. Previously, he was Vice President, Strategy, Content and Acquisitions and Partnerships at Share IT Group. Before that, he was a Vice President, Editorial and Content Strategy at RFOX International. He was Director at Viacom, which I've heard of. They seem to be a large company, I think. And before that as well, he was a manager, English programmer at Star World, Premier, HD, FX, and FX Crime. So I think that's a TV series in Mumbai, in India. So very interesting. And his education, Indian Institute of Mass Communications. Very nice. So he seems to have a good grasp of communication, media, multimedia. So I think he might be a really good addition to Rfox Labs, and we're interested to see what kind of things he can bring, or at least, strategies for marketing for Rfox Labs, because this is something we've been really missing for a while now, and a lot of the people in the community have been happy to see this announcement. Rfox Labs is growing, guys. So they've got 24 new hires over the past 4 months, which is incredible. We've proceeded to expand our team by 75% of the past 4 months. They got key hires in marketing, which we've just talked about, is Piyush Bhatia. They've got IT, finance teams, expanding our headcount from 32 to 56, which are 50 full-time staff and 6 part-timers. And just to let you know, they are still looking for people. So they have, they're looking for the game changers. Join our growing team of talented game changers and be at the cutting edge of the metaverse. They need community people as well. They need marketing people. They need coders at the moment. So these guys are still hiring. If they're hiring, that means they're still building something that's pretty good. Yeah, it's interesting. If you're interested, just put your name down and see what happens. And lastly, let's just touch on price action and look at the actual metaverse category. Thanks to Facebook rebranding themselves to be called Meta. We were here first, Facebook. So you can see that top MetaVerse coins in market cap in CoinGecko have just mooned over the past couple of weeks. Some of them, like the top ones like Axie Infinity, Decentraland, Engine, Sandbox, even Illuvium. That's been going up for a very long time now, ever since they started their staking. And we can see it keep going down the list. Star Atlas has now been added onto the Metaverse list, and also Rfox Labs has been going strong. We've had a minus 20% correction, but you should know that we've had a very large upside in the last couple of weeks. Look at this. We were trading at 0.7 cents, and then we went all the way up to 26 cents, which is incredible, incredible. And now, of course, people are realizing their profits here. They'll just start taking. No problems, no problems. These are the short-term speculators, guys. Some of these people are here for the very long time, for when the VALT is released, when people can go play in VR, play their Kogs in VR. So these are the lone people who are still accumulating throughout this time. They're not worrying about this really small price increase. They're waiting for the giant increase like this one. They're not looking at this small piece. They're looking at this giant one here, and that's what they're waiting for, and that's what I'm waiting for as well. Yeah. So keep your eye out for Rfox Labs. Let's quickly have a look at VFox and see what's happening over there. So remember, VFox is the economic token only, and we can see that's still been going up. Yeah, people are. There was a giant buy order here. Someone wanted to buy a huge piece over here. Let's have a look at it. Ever since it started from the beginning of the farming, you know, that was during the peak time in bull run time when everything was up, so it doesn't really count. And we've had some consolidation up to here. Now we're just starting to see some action, which is really interesting. I'm waiting. All good. Price action in the short term means not much. This is a giant company that's building something that's kind of fundamental, game-changing. You know, if Facebook rebranded themselves to be called Meta, and these guys are already doing like an actual metaverse with VR, AR, and games that you can play with Kogs and games that you can play with NFTs. These guys are way ahead of everyone else that's calling themselves metaverse. And you should know now a lot of other protocols are going to be calling themselves, hey, we have a metaverse now, but it's not really a metaverse. You know, they might have bought a small company over there that does something similar to a metaverse, but it's not actually metaverse. Metaverse is a giant open ecosystem where anyone can come and go in, anyone can come and sell using any of the NFTs. I'll stop rambling now. Thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it. Subscribe for me, like the video for me, and I will continue to give you some Rfox Labs updates. Next video might be in about a week or so when there's been some new updates. It's been a bit slow at the moment, but they're still building, they're still releasing some stuff. So I'll try and keep you up to date as often as I can. Ciao for now. Thanks for watching.